Hey, what's up, Jeff and Sachiko? This is a demo video for both of your guys' sabers. You do have two matching Mercury hilts by TJ Wells over at Ignition Saber Company that I etched and powder coated and installed for you guys. So we're gonna go over Sachiko's first. It's basically an identical install as far as the electronics go. We just did a little bit something different per your guys' request for actual design and powder coat. So Sachiko's has the cherry blossoms along the handle, all along the handle. We backed up the cherry blossoms on the shrouds a little bit so that we could make the kanji come through here. And then on the bottom, we do have the Irish for Milani as well. That is going to be prevalent on both of the shrouds. If I go like that, and you can see it, even though we carried the on this one, I carried the ocean pattern to the shroud, and then obviously the cherry blossoms on this one, we did keep the two names identical on each shroud. They're both installed with CCSabers LED pixels. So these take a 1-inch diameter blade. You will have bolts right here when you get these, but for the purpose of this demo, I didn't put them in because it would just take me too long to get in and out and show you what's going on the inside. So they're going to be identical to what you see here, holding that pommel in place, right? They'll be right here. But when you take that out, which is what you'll need to do to get to the battery, and then you can just pull it like this and comes out. These are a snug fit, but they fit perfectly. There's just, these chassis are meant to fit in here perfectly, and they do. So on Sachiko's, you have a red Proffie V2, right? When you open up this door, your Proffie's right here. Now it is not down into the shelf. Sometimes these are nice press fit down into the shelf and sometimes they're not. It's just due to the material of the chassis. For example, like on Jeff's, it press fit into the shelf and it stayed there. On this one, the shelf is the same size as the Proffie. So when I push it down, it's not staying down. It doesn't hurt anything. You just close the door and it keeps it out of the way. But I got this Proffie from 123 Electronics, and then the Proffie that's in this guy is actually from CCSabers. I didn't mic out a difference in that, but it's interesting that this one almost never stays into the shelf when I use these Proffies, and then this KR one was a nice snap fit. But it doesn't affect the Saber at all. If you'd like me to put a little bit of E6000 on there, I can. Otherwise, what I just typically do is, you just put it right here and close this door, and that's what the door is for anyway. So it keeps the board out of sight. It is a removable battery. So on both of these, your spring side here is going to be your negative. 28mm bass speaker back here. So we'll throw a battery in it. Now I'm going to put this on here. Now with these Mercuries, when you put the handle on and you get to about right here, right where this gold greebly is that's catching onto the threads, it might catch a little bit. So what you want to do is just come in here with your thumb and push it down and push the handle past it, and it goes in every time. These two Mercuries probably make the 6th and 7th of these types of hilts, or this type of hilt that I've installed, and they're all the same that way. It's not a big deal. You can get right by it. The alternative to that was for me to take a Dremel and grind some of that off a little bit, but that's ugly. I didn't think it was worth doing that because it would take away from the aesthetics of the chassis, and it's a very nice chassis, so I didn't want to do that. So we've got this guy in here, right? I don't have a screw, so I'm not going to go crazy. But you do have gesture controls. LEDs are lighting up really good. Nice smooth swing. We got twist off. I'm gonna put a blade in here real quick. So basically, by the time I get to Jeff's, I'm just gonna be turning it on and showing you that it works. We're gonna go through everything about the hilt on this guy. It has 2 set screws here. This bottom one you don't want to mess with. This is what's holding your PCB holder for your CCSabers LEDs, right? But this one up here, that's your blade retention. So that's what you'll want to mess with. If you don't want to use your motion controls, your front button here as your activation. I gave you a responsive blade style, so when you swing it, it's going to change color. I thought it was pretty cool. Depending on how hard you swing it, you know, and then auxiliary. And then we can just hold the power button to turn it off if you want to. And then it's got a little bit going on that one, but to change sound fonts, tap your auxiliary when the blade is off.
Ray Skywalker.
Ray Skywalker. Nice, responsive, smooth swing. Or we could just twist off. Again.
Team C.
Now we're into the stock fonts, right? Speaking of Ray Skywalker, I didn't bring it out here with me because I sent you guys a short demo, but you'll know that on the scavenger hilt, I changed up all those fonts and changed up the blade colors. So most of the, all of the Ray fonts are yellow, and you'll just start out with yellow and then you can do whatever you like. But got all that situated for you. And if you got any questions on that short demo that I sent you, let me know. So that is Sachiko's Mercury. As you can see, that's working really well. We're gonna take it out. We're gonna take the battery out because I need it for the other saber. But it's really easy. Take the handle off, and then from the positive side, the battery pops right out. This is a very solid saber. You know, TJ did an outstanding job on these, and it's always fun to work on. I don't buy a whole lot of sabers for myself, but I actually have one of these in my office that I'll get to one day. That belongs to me. But so we got Jeff's here, right? Same deal. We'll just pull this handle off. You have a Proffie from CCSabers because that was the next one I had that came in the mail. So that one here is down into the shelf, right? And then we'll close the door. I put the exact same configs on both of these guys, and then you have a copy of each config on each Sabers SD card.
Can I speak with you?
Pop a battery in here, and then we'll throw the handle on here. Same deal, when you get to that gold knob right there, that gold greebly, just kind of push past it. No biggie. And we'll put a blade in it. I like the translucent gold. It's one of my favorites when I do etches that I'm just doing, you know, for the fun of it. I think it really brought out the etch. The translucent gold powder coat really brought out the etch on your saber. And then this Fool's Penny, I had never worked with this before, so it was interesting. And it also brought the etch out on this saber too. You can see it, you know, a whole hell of a lot better than you could before I PC'd it. So, blades in. Also a responsive blade, so it will change color when you're swinging it. Activation. Twist off, and then sound font. We'll cycle through the stock fonts. These are on Sachiko's as well.
What could you give me? Everything.
Clash on Clash. So you can see that's working really well too. Yeah, it was a good time working on these. I feel like I've been working on these for days. There's a lot of work involved in these two. You know, just between the installs, the etching, the powder coating, making everything, just making sure everything worked right. And then I was also a day behind waiting on a board to come in the mail. But I hope it came out the way you liked. If you guys got any questions for me, let me know. If not, all 3 of your Sabers will go out tomorrow morning. Thanks.